joining me today. My name is Nick Cluppert and I work for the American Red Cross. Today I am at Winnebago County Emergency Management to talk to you about the importance of having a family emergency disaster kit and how easy it is to create one. Having a family emergency disaster kit is critical in being able to allow your family to be better prepared to respond to emergencies or disasters if you ever have to face one. A family emergency disaster kit provides you with the essential items that you will need to survive for up to 72 hours following a disaster. When thinking about creating your emergency disaster kit, first consider two things: food and water. With water, we encourage you to have 1 gallon of water per person per day for up to 3 days for each individual in your family. We encourage people to have bottled water, which is easier to store in your disaster kit, as 1 gallon jug containers tend to leak. As for food, we encourage people to store enough food for each individual for up to 3 days. Having non-perishable food such as ready-to-eat tuna, canned fruit, or other items such as granola bars are important to have in your disaster kit. With the water and the food, when you check your smoke detectors, you should also rotate that out of your disaster kit. Beyond food and water in your family emergency disaster kit, we encourage you to have items that are going to keep your family safe. Things such as a flashlight with extra batteries, having a whistle so you can draw attention to yourself if you're trapped in your home, as well as tools to help with turning off utilities and things like that are important to include in your disaster kit. Depending on where you live, you may also want to consider having items that will help you if you have to shelter in place. Having things such as duct tape and plastic sheeting, as well as dust masks, are important if you live in an area where there's high traffic, such as rail or highways where harmful chemicals can be transported. If there would be a derailment or a release of harmful chemicals into the air, you would be encouraged to shelter in place by going to an interior room where there's few windows and putting the plastic sheeting over any vents, windows, or doors to keep yourself safe from those harmful chemicals in the air from coming into where you're staying. Finally, a few other items you want to consider to have in your disaster kit would be some moist towelettes, trash bags for sanitation purposes, as well as matches, a can opener if you have canned goods that need to be opened that way. Otherwise, you can purchase canned goods where you just pull the top off. Also, having a first aid kit is important to have in your disaster kit. In case somebody's injured, you can do some quick first aid on until you can get additional assistance from a hospital or EMTs. Your family emergency disaster kit should be designed to meet your emergency needs. So everybody's disaster kit might look a little different. If individuals in your family have glasses or have prescriptions, you may want to include those items in your disaster kit as well. Also, if you have pets, you're going to want to include those in your plan as well as in your disaster kit because they're going to need food, water, and other items specific to their needs as well. Also, having a cell phone and charger are important as phone lines may be down in an emergency, and this way you can communicate with loved ones to let them know that you're okay after the disaster has occurred. The items I have shared with you today are not meant to be all-inclusive. They're just to get you starting to think about what you can include in your emergency disaster kit. I suggest that you make this a family activity as a scavenger hunt or something like that, because a lot of these items already exist in your home and it's just gathering them up in one location so they're ready to go if the time comes. Also, a lot of these items can be purchased at low cost at your local retail stores, so go out and get the items you need for your kit. Creating an emergency disaster kit is an easy way for you and your family to be better prepared. Now is the time to prepare your emergency disaster kit because when the disaster happens, it's too late. You can find a list of recommended items for your emergency disaster kit by going to www.ready.gov or www.redcross.org. Now let's go get prepared.